Hey, I'm Josh, and today I'm going to show you how to make a workbench for under $80. I started by cutting the frame for the workbench first. I wanted the workbench to be 2.5 by 4 feet, so I cut the frame a little bit smaller than that. This way I'd have a lip on the top of the workbench to clamp things to. So I just drilled pilot holes and put screws in, making sure that everything was really square. Took a little bit of extra time with this one just because this part really needed to be perfect. I didn't record it, I forgot to, but there is a piece in the middle bracing it because I just wanted that extra amount of reinforcement. And then once that was done, I went on to the legs. You could just use a 4x4, but what I did is I cut two 2x4s and I clamped them together, and then I drilled pilot holes in the top and then screwed it together that way. This way I would have a bigger section in the middle and I wouldn't have to cut around the 4x4, but whatever works for you. And then I just screwed the legs into the body, making sure that it was really tight, because again, this needed to be tight. And I also made sure that it was square with the ground and the rest of it. And then I went on to the tabletop, which is just 2x6s across. I cut those and then screwed them into the table, making sure that it was really close, the pieces of board were really close to each other. Screwed them really tight, and then I screwed the casters on, and then I went on to cut the lower shelf. It's a pretty tight fit for my initial measurements. And once the shelf was all measured out, I put it together, obviously pilot holes, and screwed it in. And then I put the lower shelf in. That was a really tight fit. I had to work it in. And then once I've done that, I screwed the lower shelf into the legs because I really wanted this to be super secure. And then I went on to making the lower shelves shelf. And then I just put each piece in. I ended up having to use 2x4 in the middle because it was just a little bit too short to do all 2x6s. I actually did two 2x4s, and then I just screwed all those pieces into the frame itself. That would be really secure, and then spent a long time sanding. Really wanted to get this nice and smooth. Long time sanding. And then since it was just a workbench, nothing special, I just put 3 layers of polyurethane on the top of it. Just something durable, nothing really fancy. You could stain if you want to, but I really don't see the point, since it's just going to be a workbench and it's going to get messed up anyway. If I were to do it again, I'd do a couple things a little differently. I would have used pocket screws for at least the top of the table. Probably would have just done it for the entire table. Having the screws on the top really isn't great, and I'd probably end up replacing the top of the table pretty soon. As it stands, it's still really great. I just needed something really rugged and rough. I wasn't looking for something super fancy. That's why I didn't bother adding any stain to it. The other thing I do differently is I didn't buy very good casters. So I would actually switch out the casters that I have for something a little bit more durable. I ended up going cheap, and that really wasn't the right choice because they're not great. They're a little wobbly, and the bases just aren't good. I kind of get the feeling that they're going to break. They'll be good for now, and they'll probably be good for a couple of months depending on how heavily I end up using the table. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and definitely let me know if you try this out and what changes you made to it, and what things you think I could have done to make this build a little bit better. Thanks for watching.